Damn. He just be eating.
Why you do this? Why you be eating?
He just be eating everything in its path. It cannot be stopped.
It's like a giant fucking water bubble gum.
Yes.
It's literally what it looked like.
Like if you got like a billion people to chew bubblegum and put it on each other. Like,
ew.
That's what it would look like.
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, it is our final episode of our Halloween Spectacular for this year. Welcome back, guys, to the Charming Analysis Podcast. I'm Mari.
I'm G.
And for our final episode for this year, we were originally going to have another one after this, but because of the timing, this is our final episode for this year. So, for the Halloween Spectacular, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And today, we are going to be talking about the 1988 version of the Blob.
The Blob.
Right?
Yes, but they call it Blob.
Yeah. So, why don't you explain what the Blob is about, honey, this version?
This is about a creature that it comes from unknown origins, and it falls from the sky and terrorizes a small town and will literally eat anything living.
Pretty much.
And will digest them from the inside out. I'm assuming that's
probably
how it works. I don't It was really awesome to see.
Honestly. So for those who don't know, this one is technically a remake of the very first movie for it that came out in 1955.
Yeah.
Which, that one also had a sequel. Surprisingly, this one didn't have a fucking sequel, which...
Yeah.
I did look it up. As of 2015, from what I've looked up, there was supposed to be a sequel in the works, but I don't know if it's still technically in the works or not.
Nah, probably not. If it was in 2015, it's probably like... It's probably a dead script.
I don't know. But... regardless, this is technically a remake of the Blob from 55.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to watch this one, and honestly, I loved this movie.
Ew.
This was good.
You're like, oh my god, an actual old movie that I like.
Well, some are good.
You don't like many old movies. So.
It depends. It depends on how they do it and, stuff like that. But, I really liked this movie. What are your thoughts on it? Because I thought this was a good version of the movie, and honestly, I liked the characters in this.
I found it very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'd say.
For this coming out in 88, this did really interesting. I liked how they did this. The effects were, not that good, but they were good for its time.
This, I get it. The CG effects are going to be done on,
certain way.
What you would call it before
CGI.
Before CGI.
And they kind of did
it was gonna be done on a very, 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 very primitive
budget
computer.
Yeah, and also
but the actual thing that the 80s are good at mostly is practical effects.
Yeah.
I think they
nailed it. The way that they did this it was really
beautiful.
It was good, and it kind of had a little bit of stop motion to it in some aspects, but yeah. I liked this.
And the creature went big.
The creature went big.
Big.
But yeah, for 88, they did really good on these effects.
Do you know what the budget on it was?
I can take a look. Let me see if I can find the budget, because I'm actually curious.
Because they had to, put in, clearly when it was big, it was, stop motion and stuff like that.
The Blob... 88 budget. Let's see. Oh.
What?
The budget is estimated to be $20 million.
20 million. That's... Well, for inflation today, how much would that be?
I don't know.
20 million. That would be maybe 100.
So this thing says the budget is estimated to be 20 million. I'm trying to look at more info. Let me find it.
Well, that's awesome to think that they did it on a relatively. That's maybe for 20 million, it wouldn't have been it would have been more expensive.
Yeah, 20 million was the budget, and that's estimated. Mm-hmm. It grossed 8,247,943.
Oh, so a success then.
And then opening weekend was a little less than that, but apparently from what I looked up, there was kind of mixed reviews when it first released. and stuff like that, but
Well, of course, because not a lot of people can handle their gory violence.
it wasn't even that gory. That's the thing.
It wasn't. It was just body.
It was body horror.
It was body horror. It was very slimy body horror, which
and I can see where some people will be turned off by it, but it wasn't really that bad, to be honest. The most blood that they had was when the guys in the suits were being attacked. That's really the most blood you got in this, honestly.
And you were like, I can take that.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
I'm not a baby.
I'm actually surprised this wasn't gorier, to be honest.
I'm surprised too. Which is probably why they're gonna, if they ever remake this movie, they probably will make it gory. They probably will have...
It'll probably be way worse.
It'll probably... oh, God.
It'll probably be way more gory.
Which is I get it, but at the same time, it's digesting people at a very rapid rate.
Yeah.
I get the most, people will die in, a few, seems like 30 seconds.
Yeah, or
which is horrible. I will say, the fact that it, takes that long is terrifying to think that you will die like that, but, it's more about that than,
the gore and stuff like that. It's more focused on a story, which I like. It's not just gorecore, I guess is the name for it.
It's like Tremors.
It's got Tremor vibes to it.
It's got
honestly.
Tremor vibes.
But this is I don't know which I liked better, this or Tremors. I think they're both really good. But honestly, I really liked how they did this. The story was good. Mm-hmm. I was not expecting the guy
everyone looked like a hamburger helper.
Yeah, and I was also not expecting the cast that they decided to do with this. The boyfriend that the girl had in the beginning, I thought he was going to last longer than he did, but he really didn't.
Yeah.
And that was surprising, because, the bad boy that I was not expecting to live past, the first few scenes, lasted the entire fucking movie. And I was like, are you fucking serious? I liked the main girl and the bad boy's, chemistry, honestly.
Yeah.
The part where, she's crying and he's just here, take my sandwich. Here, take my sandwich.
Take my sandwich.
I like that we got to see, him not be such of a douche. You would expect a character like him to be more of a douche, honestly, but he really wasn't, and I liked that. We need more characters that look like douches but aren't douches. Can we have that, please? More characters like that, because I feel like those kind of characters don't get enough appreciation.
Yeah.
Or if they do, that's, very rare, honestly. But, what was your favorite part about the movie? Because the sandwich scene was probably my favorite, honestly.
Scene.
That and just them trying to save the brothers out of the fucking movie theater.
Well...
That was hilarious.
Yeah, they tried.
Well, one of them ended up dying, which is, insane. I was not expecting one of the kids to die out of this.
Oh my god, kid deaths in movies.
It's still surprising, but this one didn't get me as much, though. But that's because we barely saw the guy in the movie.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. The kid's friend was barely even in the movie. He was
not like the 2-year-old who got fucking
that still traumatizes me. That still traumatizes me.
I mean, I can I'm sure someone's made the list of how, kids that died in films horribly, but,
we are not watching that.
I don't think you would want to see that.
No fucking thank you. No.
But, it wasn't as, I don't know.
It wasn't as bad as you were expecting it to be.
I don't know. I can only assume you to that and, the Georgie death.
Yeah, that got me.
That got you.
Well, especially the remake. The remake got me. I don't know how the original did it, but the remake definitely got me, honestly. I was not expecting that movie to really do what they did. But, so I guess, what's something else you like about this movie? I thought the cast was also pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was good. And I just like these, very, campy horror. I like the campy horror movies, but to a very surface level way. I think that, I can find, great enjoyment, and I can find other people who, got also inspired by, that type of, body horror that I mean, it's horrific,
but it's
not the worst body horror I've seen. Trust me.
I still think Hellraiser did worse body horror, and that came out
Did it?
In my opinion, I feel like that came out a couple years later. That came out I think in 95. I still think Hellraiser was worse when it came to it. I didn't like the effects on the first Hellraiser with it, but that's just me personally.
I liked that.
I feel like it was worse than this one.
The
death at the end.
No, I liked the guy trying to build himself back up and
I liked that aspect.
Yeah.
But I meant at the end where they were hooking him in the face and shit. That shit was the part I was like, okay, that's bad. It was a bit bad. I didn't like that.
You didn't like that.
But
I'm Mari and I don't like things getting hooked into flesh.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that another time when we have the time.
You're gonna really have fun when you see Saw. You're gonna have so much fun when you see that.
But definitely
don't even want to know Saw.
I will mention something about that once we're done reviewing Blob and near the end and stuff like that. But do you have any favorite characters in this movie? Because I actually liked the bad boy guy and the girl and the main girl in this. Both of them were really good protagonists. What did you think? And do you have a favorite character in it?
Well, I liked the waitress.
She was
nice.
Got
killed off.
I still can't believe she got fucking killed. Yeah. I liked her too. She was nice.
And she got killed in the phone booth scene.
That fucking ruined me.
A lot of people get killed in phone booth scenes.
That one ruined me, though. I was like, are you fucking serious? That, gave me, the chills. I was like, ugh.
Ugh.
That poor
waitress just got, compressed. She got hit by, a steamroller.
It went insane, honestly. But how do you like how they did the Blob? Because first thing I was not expecting.
That's cool.
I did not expect him to be pink.
He's a pink boy.
I thought he was gonna be this green glue Flubber. I thought he was gonna be the same color as Flubber. I'm not gonna lie to you, or a purple or something. But it was pink.
It was pink.
It was big.
It was big, scary, and pink.
I was not expecting it to be pink. So that's the first thing I noticed when it got huge. I was like, it's a giant ass wad of bubble gum. And Jay's just laughing his ass off when I mentioned it. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
You're I want to go pet it.
No, I don't. I was like, get that shit away from me.
Get away. Ew.
But despite the color.
I guess whenever you, anybody, touch... No, it's not the... I'm thinking of that one Goosebumps episode.
No.
On the airplane. And, the green... You know that green sludge that they had in the Goosebumps was just green, and if you touched it, you get sucked into it. And, I just, I thought, the Blob worked that way. If you touched it, it would somehow, no matter how small you can... Yeah, but I guess it was, a whole creature.
You had... It just, grabbed you and just sucked you in. The way some of these characters...
I liked the
when the guy went through...
I could see this being remade, because, I liked the actual, scenes, where it was, hanging over someone's head, and you looked up, and it was just a bunch of people just hanging there and while being dissolved alive, and it's just that is some sick ass imagery. Yeah. I liked it when the guy was pumping it out the drain and he went in
the drain.
His head went in the drain and he combusted. And
what about the guy that got sucked down into the manhole cover? That was better in my opinion. That's one of the better ones.
Oh my god, he cracked the fucking gun while it was being.
There's also that one dude that got broken in half from the bookshelf.
Oh yeah,
that I was like, oh gosh, that's so bad. But
yeah, this is bad.
They have some.
I keep thinking about that scene from Freddy vs. Jason where he who was it? I think it was Freddy. I think it was Freddy. I keep thinking about that. All that thought about me was with the bed that folded and the guy was on the bed and he sprang the bed and it cracked him in half.
Gosh, no.
Yeah, that's all I thought about. I was like, that's pretty accurate.
My goodness. So another thing I will mention about it for those who are interested in seeing this movie, It's not really gory, but if you don't really like body horror, then you're probably not going to like this. But even though it's, in my opinion...
Which I was shocking to you that, like, you would actually like it. Maybe, I'm going to find the body horror that you cannot stand. James Gunn did one.
He did a version of the Blob?
Yeah, but it was, like, things that would bury inside you and kind of...
Ew, no!
It was kind of like that. It was like Alien, but...
Worse.
I don't know. It was like Alien, but it was weird, and it's like it was just
my goodness. But
or
anyway,
bugs. I don't know. Remember.
If you are gonna watch this movie, there is body horror in this. I'm gonna let you know now. But it's like if you like 80s kind of body horror, you'll probably be fine. But I can see someone probably being a little bit disgusted by it. But it's just a heads up in case anyone is interested in watching it. But so let's give our rating in a minute, and then we'll. I guess do an overall about how we felt this time doing them and stuff like that. I'll go first with my rating. For me, I was not expecting to actually like this movie. I'm not going to lie to you. I was not actually expecting to like it, but I actually did. It was good.
Like, I actually really liked it. You know, it's really, really good. I'm just kidding.
But I genuinely was not expecting to like this movie. I thought this was going to be like a shit movie, to be honest. But
why? I try to pick good movies.
I know, but I didn't know what I was going to expect going into it. But I actually liked this.
I try to pick good movies. Come on, give me.
I know you do. I know you do. But in my opinion, it was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I thought it was going to be like meh. But I did really like this movie. I don't really have any complaints with it other than the fact that
it's a good 80s horror movie.
Yeah. I don't really have any complaints with it if I'm being honest. Like, I guess the only thing I would have changed is the color, but that's of like the Blob. But other than that, I really don't have any issues.
You would change it to green?
Probably like green or like a dark purple or something like that. I feel like that would have been...
It was a dark purple.
No, it was pink. It was fucking pink.
Yeah, but when it was kind of a dark purple.
No, it wasn't.
It was kind of a dark purple. Oh
it didn't look purple.
You're not Mandeling me right now. No, you're not. You're not doing that to me right now. You're not gonna Mandela me.
What are you talking about?
You're not gonna say that it was full on pink.
It was!
When it was like probably swallowing people, yes, but like when it got into darker atmosphere, it was like
full dark purple. Not like fucking turns it purple and then turns back to pink. Like the color of the pillows we have in our background. Like shit like that.
Well, at first it was white.
Are you sure it was white at first? It looked like mucus at first.
Yeah, it looked like mucus, which is white.
It's probably... I think the reason it turned pink was probably because it ate
started
so much peachel.
It ate
so much people.
Did you say peachel?
I don't know. It ate so much
You say so much peachel.
Stop it.
It ate so many of them.
Okay, I think the reason it turned pink was because it ate so much people, to be completely honest with you. That's probably the reason why it turned pink. But anyway. So, despite the color... change. Honestly, I don't really have any issues with this movie, if I'm being completely honest.
You really liked it.
I really did like it. I would probably give this movie a 9 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
For it being in the 80s and stuff like that,
for being an old as fuck movie, I really enjoyed it.
It aged well, in my opinion. I feel like it did good. Like, am I allowed to not say it?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I just find it funny that a lot of the times you don't think things age well.
It depends. It depends, in my opinion, on how they do it. But I feel like this is a good movie. Like, I would definitely watch this again. It was so good. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. What would you give it?
I give it an 8 out of 10. It's very solid. Very, it was one of the more enjoyable movies that we had.
If this ever gets a sequel or remake, would you rather get a sequel for this or a remake? I would be okay with either.
I wanted to turn into that alternate ending where, the whole world is being consumed by this.
Like they kind of did with Little Shop of Horrors, where they kind of had like a alternate ending, because technically they did that. They did have an alternate ending.
Was that the one that we watched?
We watched Little Shop of Horrors before.
Yeah, but was the one with the alternate ending, was that the one we watched?
That was the alternate ending. The one where like Audrey 2 devours everybody. That's technically the alternate ending. Is that the
one we watched?
Yes.
Okay.
Ending.
I thought we had to look it up later, but
no. Okay. The other ending, what we looked up the original ending that they did, where the two went off together, but the plant was survived. Mm-hmm. That was something that they did because they didn't know how the original ending was supposed to go. And that was, the one
we actively, like, enjoyed it as, like, a very campy, like that to me is a movie that, like, that to me is a movie that aged much better to me. Because
Little Shop of Horrors?
Yes, because
definitely.
For one, I think because it's a musical, it helps it. And, like, I don't know, I dig that world so much better. It was just, like,
Honestly,
it's, like, a more fantastical world where, like...
Yeah, I would like to see a remake of that, but anyway, for The Blob, I would be okay with a sequel or a remake. I'm okay with either. I would like to see more of this shit, because that was actually really good. Would you like a sequel for it or a remake? I'm curious.
I would like a remake, but I don't want any of, like, that remake shit that they're doing now. Like...
Who do you feel like Blumhouse would probably do it good? Because I feel like maybe Blumhouse could do it good. Or A24.
Nah.
I don't know. Or like an animated version would be kind of cool. I think an animated version would be kind of cool for it.
An animated version by Me Canyon would be really great.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Or by, who's that guy that does, JBR? That's the guy on YouTube, you know, that weird, disgusting bird animation I showed you.
I get it.
Yeah, that would... A guy with a head animator like he is...
He would definitely
That would be fucking amazing.
I feel like they could make it really good or something like that, but that's me. I feel like they would make a good remake or like at least a sequel or something. It needs more, honestly.
You're like, it needs more flavor.
Anyway, so before we finish off the
It needs more strawberry jam.
You shush. Anyway, before we end the podcast for tonight and stuff, what did you think of the movies we watched overall? Honestly,
There's some really solid movies. And then there was some boring as fuck movies.
Yeah, we had, like, a mix of, like, good-ass movies and fucking sucky movies. Like, a lot of the ones that I thought I was gonna like, I hated, and a lot of the ones I thought I was gonna hate, I liked. Like, I'm actually surprised a lot of these had fucking sequels, is the thing I was more surprised at, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, half of these fucking movies have sequels. I think the only ones that don't was literally this one, and I think Gerald's Game, right? And Sixth Sense. Those are the only three I think we've seen that didn't have sequels.
Mm-hmm.
Which I find crazy, to be honest with you. I thought we would have, like... We did have another movie we were supposed to review, but we ended up not liking that review for it, so... There were supposed to be, I think, 2 more episodes we were supposed to film for it. We were going to do the Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, but that didn't turn out really well. And then we were supposed to do Tiny Toons, but we couldn't find that. But So this is going to be basically our last one for this year. But How do you feel about the movies we watched overall, though?
It was a mixed bag.
Mixed bag?
Oh, yeah, I would say it was a mixed bag, and it was, like, I'm happy to see movies in general, whether or not good or bad. I'm just happy to have watched them.
Me too. But something we do plan on doing next year, hopefully, if we can get everything situated for it, I would like to do some more known horror movies, like the Scream franchise. I would like to do a franchise video on, like we did with Final Destination, like the first year we did our podcast. I would like to do more franchise videos, definitely, for a lot of, like, well-known horror stuff. Like, Scream's definitely one I would love to fucking do. I found out they made, like, a newer movie, so I would like to do Scream as one. Saw I would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try and get out of my comfort zone a little bit next year. I want to have a mix of, like, stuff that I need to get out of my comfort zone for and some comfort movies and stuff like that. But definitely next year, Scream and Saw are probably going to be my top 2 I would like to do next year. Because I think those would be fun to do, like, franchise videos on, because there's, like, 6 or so Scream movies, and I think, like, 6 or 7 Saw movies, right?
There's 10 Saw movies.
There's 10? What? There's 10? Oh my gosh, are you fucking serious?
Yes, some of them I heard are pretty fucking horrible, so...
Oh, good lord, I'm in for it, aren't I? And, like, just some stuff like that. I kind of just want to do some more well-known, like, horror movies next year. Like, but I want to do, like, our separate ones like we did this time, but I also want to do some franchise videos, because I think that'd be fun. Us watching, like, a bunch of franchise videos and some, like, one-off ones, I think that'd be kind of a fun idea. What do you think?
Yeah.
Definitely Scream next year. That's one I definitely would like to do next year, because I've actually never seen the Scream movies, and I would love to watch them. And I always hear such good shit about it, so definitely doing that next year. But But yeah, that's basically the end of the podcast for tonight and the end of our Halloween Spectacular for this year.
I know.
You sad about it?
I'm sad that Halloween came by and went so fucking quickly.
Well, we got like one more like week technically, but
I know, but it will be over. And then I will go back into my coffin.
Oh my goodness. But we do plan on doing something for Thanksgiving and we'll start planning out our Christmas stuff soon. So you are going to be seeing a few more videos from us before we do our end of the year podcast, you guys. So, but yeah, that's basically the end of our Halloween podcast for now. We do plan on doing something for November, but we're mostly taking a break for the next month or so. But you will see a Thanksgiving special. I don't know how much of it we're going to do, but you are going to see some Thanksgiving content for us near the end of the month.
You will see something.
Yeah. And then basically Christmas Palooza and then end of the year podcast.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll go over more of that when we do our Thanksgiving special and our Christmas stuff. But thank you guys for watching. And as always, I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out.